Titty balls, Batman. Spot of Nerd here. We are here to review not one, but two films that recently just came out. The Avengers, Infinity War, and Deadpool 2. For those of you that have been following along on my YouTube channel as well as all of our social media platforms, I have actually done several reviews with some friends, also a little live stream at Disneyland with Avengers Infinity War. So if you haven't seen Infinity War by now, shame on you. Go fuck yourself, because it's been 3 weeks nearly. With that in mind, there are going to be spoilers throughout this review. I've already spoiled the shit out of this movie, so again, if you've been watching and you were spoiled, that's on you, because you have the choice to watch this and not my fault. So, Avengers Infinity War. Holy fuck, people. 10 years in the making. 19 films. Marvel Studios, Disney, Lucasfilm, everybody has finally come together, and we get to see the ultimate movie. Mr. Thanos, aka Cable 2, aka One-Eyed Willy, aka The Goonies, the original, was definitely not a lighthearted film. Many people are now dead. But are they really dead? That is the question. This movie has everything. It has action, it has love, it has triumph, it has tears and joy and excitement. This movie is everything and more. In fact, this movie is the reason DC has failed and will continue to fail well into the future, because they simply don't know how to make perfection that Marvel has created. So, I'm not going to go into the specifics of the story in Infinity War. If you don't know the story by now, you need to go back and start watching these films. The Iron Man trilogy, the Captain America trilogy, the solo films, everything. Because it all comes together finally in this one film, the battle against Thanos, battle for the 6 Infinity Stones. He basically wants to perform genocide on everything, and he finally gets his wish. He gets his wish by creating this gauntlet. He harnesses the power of all the Infinity Stones, and thus we get everybody dead. So yes, this movie has incredible action sequences, incredible fights, but the most important part about this film is that we get to see everybody come together as one final unit. You get to see Guardians, you get to see Thor, you get to see the original Avengers, you get to see the new Avengers, and most recently we even get to see the Black Panther and Wakanda come together to try and save planet Earth. Now, I've said in many reviews before, yes, I am pretty attuned to Marvel. I'm pretty prejudiced towards Marvel. DC still, again, is failing miserably. Even Star Wars is failing miserably recently. We won't go into Last Jedi because we all know my opinion on how horrendous that film was. In fact, next week we're going to go see Solo, and it's already tanking as far as reviews go. My only gripe with Avengers Infinity War is I almost wish they were going to spread this out even further. Yes, there's going to be 2 parts. We have part 1 now, and then next year, May 2019, we're going to have part 2. My theory is everybody who has died is actually technically in the Soul Stone, and somehow, some way, Iron Man is going to have to get everybody out of that Soul Stone. I think Thanos, realizing that he had to give up everything, including Gamora, was a big mistake on his part. Somehow, some way, the story is going to come together where everybody is back alive. There will be one epic battle with Thanos and the Avengers. We're going to get to see Captain Marvel, who is just drop dead gorgeous, but also incredibly powerful. And it's all going to come together and create one of the greatest stories that has ever been told. That's literally the only negative I have to say about it, is I just wish it was longer. There's so much material that we could cover, but I understand it's movies, it's Hollywood, so they gotta do what they gotta do. The movie as a whole was also incredible. The CGI, holy crap. The gimmicks, the comedy, it was placed just right. It wasn't overdone. The serious talk was, it pulled on your heartstrings. The love story between Vision and Scarlet Witch, again, was something real. You actually felt it. And then, of course, you have Thanos. Some speculation puts Thanos on the level of Darth Vader or some of the darkest evil people that we've ever seen, whether it's in Star Wars or Star Trek or other fictional characters. And that is true. Thanos is something unique in terms of a villain. Not only is he strong and powerful, but he knows what he's doing, and he thinks he is the god. Not just a god, the god. And when you have the power that he does, mixed with his own mentality, it spells nothing but disaster. So I gotta give credit to not only the writers, but you read the comic books, and if you know the series, Thanos is somebody that does incredible damage. The way we get to see him on the big screen did everything and more. He pulls in a fucking planet to try and take on Iron Man. Damn. Now, besides that, I also wanted to talk about just last night, I got to see the second Deadpool movie, and holy fuck beans is this movie incredible. It is the perfect predecessor, sequel, whatever that word is, for the original Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds knocks it out of the park. We are introduced to X-Force. We get a little bit more bromance between Colossus and Deadpool. The gore factor. I mean, again, it's just violence after violence, but it's hilarious violence. What makes Deadpool even better than the first was the end credit scene. I'm gonna spoil a little bit here, so if you don't want to know, look away now. But at the end of Deadpool 2, we actually have Ryan Reynolds stealing Cable's ability to go back in time, and he changes his own history. It is a parody of sorts, it's not exactly official, but it's amazing because he goes back towards, we all probably remember X-Men Origins Wolverine, where Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, that was where they first kind of introduced each other. And you see Deadpool go back in time and he shoots him in the head, and then he just goes pop, pop, pop. He's just, hey, it is fucking hilarious. And then he also goes back into where the actual Ryan Reynolds is, and he's looking down at the script of Green Lantern, and he just basically pops himself in the head, because we all know that Green Lantern in today's world will probably forever go down in history as the worst comic book film. Don't know if it's worse than Batman vs Superman, or I don't know if it's worse than Justice League, but it's definitely up there. So, you know, but it's hilarious. Even some of the, you know, like the villains, we get to see Juggernaut, a badass fucking Juggernaut in this film. And it is actually kind of cool if they do tie it into the newer X-Men movies with Jennifer Lawrence and James McAvoy. That'd be kind of cool, because the way they tell the story, you know, hey, you never know what the future can hold. So I definitely hope this will contribute to a third film, if not more films, maybe X-Force. It even has a James Bond intro. Again, you will just laugh your ass off as you read the subtitles. He has Negasonic Teenage War Hero, the chick in the first film. She has she's in a relationship now with this Asian gal, and it's hilarious just the way that they communicate with each other. You know, she says, "Oh, bye Wade, bye Yukio," and they have the sparkle fingers. It's whoever writes this film, epic beyond belief. And I think some of the feedback I've been getting from people that didn't necessarily enjoy the film was because they didn't really get it. The parts that they didn't get is because you're not really too much of a comic book nerd. There were so many references, cult classic references, Basic Instinct, that really is what made this film so funny, because there's these little one-liners in the fight sequences, and there's little one-liners in the communication between the characters that, if you just listen carefully, it's perfect. It literally is absolutely perfect. And Ryan Reynolds, I bow and I just thank you for bringing this character to the big screen, because there is literally nobody else on this planet that can pull this character off. So I dip my hat to you, good sir. Please continue to do this. The fans want it. We want more, and we hope you will continue to give us more in the future. With that being said, folks, my apologies for taking some time to get a new video up for you all. Please provide me your comments and your feedback. I'd love to know what you thought of both films. If you loved Avengers, if you didn't, you're just wrong. And then, of course, if you had a chance to go see Deadpool 2 yet, let me know what you thought. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and support. Mucho apreciado. Alright everyone, we will see you next time. Spot a Nerd, checking out. Bye-bye, y'all. I don't know if he was before, I never really chose a favorite character, but has got to be Thor. When he comes in and he takes on Thanos on his own with his new axe, Stormhammer, I got the biggest erection of my entire life. That is all.